Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Beyond All Reason video. We have another 1v1 on a map we haven't seen in a little while, Silent Sea. Now, funnily enough, I actually have already recorded this once, and just like the name, the entire recording was silent. So I don't like this map now because of that. Clearly, it was an omen. But let's see who we've got today. So we have Rain here, previously known as Ubivator, and their opponent, we've got C3b0. Again, fresh off the victory that they had in the last video. Let's see how well they do against Ubivator. Now, Ubivator generally in the top 5 of 1v1 players in bar. So you know that they are a good player. Let's see how well C3 can cope. So C3 playing Armada today, going bots off of 4 wins. And Rain also playing Armada and going also 4 wins. Now, this map, we'll just look at Rain/Ubivator's perspective here. This is a very sea-heavy map, as can be seen here. It's kind of important to control the water. So what players are choosing here is they're going bots here to get some additional build power, get some stuff on the ground, because this is where you're going to build your economy. A tidal strength of 11 is nothing, so you need to build your land-based economy. But you're not going to be able to use land to do any form of attacking unless you decided to go vehicles and then go into amphibious. But that obviously costs a lot of metal. So why would you do that when you can save the metal, which you're going to need for your boats? Which is also why you can see Rain here getting a air lab on the go. Going for air transports here to get the triple metal point in this bottom corner. Now, metal is not very readily available on this map, with all the metal extractors being 1.7. So it's going to be a pretty tight game. And you can see that as he's actually reclaimed his bot lab here in an attempt to try and get some metal back in order to actually build the air lab to begin with. Now, we'll see choices here made in terms of where people are going to build their sea labs. Because some people choose to start in this position here, and then they'll walk forward and build the sea lab here. Now, this gives them a good position to pressure this side and also get units in the center quickly. However, you're kind of giving up this half of the map, meaning that units can flank around and get to the back where all your eco is. Now, if your eco is on this high ground, obviously that doesn't impact it quite so much. But yeah, and as we actually just quickly take a second break from that, we can see both players have actually built gunships. Both players are attacking each other with said gunships. The difference is Ubivator has gotten a fighter out already. And 2 metal extractors destroyed from that attack. Meanwhile, C3 here, yet to get a fighter out, did destroy this metal extractor already, gets this next one, and the gunship actually survives. Whether it will be able to afflict any more additional damage, as C3 is probably going to build some fighters now, is yet to be seen. But it will delay C3 because he knows he can't really expand over here because there's a gunship waiting for him. So he needs a fighter at least, or 2. Oh no, don't move it, don't move it. No. That's a silly move by C3. He knew there was air over here. Why did you move a con by air? Oh dear. So C3 losing a constructor. He's not able to rebuild at the moment, leaving him with a single constructor left and his commander. That's not a lot of build power. Losing, you know, half of your build power basically straight off the bat is a bit of a oopsie daisy. But as we were talking, yes, you can have the naval factory here. Some people start this position here and then build the naval factory here. This gives you a very strong presence immediately across from your opponent. and gives you equal time to get to the sides, as well as being able to apply pressure here to stop these triple mexes on the high ground being taken. But it obviously means that your factory is quite vulnerable. If you lose the sea immediately in front of you, you lose your factory. Or you have what Ubivator's position is here, and that is around the back. Now, this is a very safe position. The factory is extremely safe, but it means that you're not really able to apply pressure quite so much. You're able to react better if units come down the side, because you're obviously at the back, so you can move units left or right. But when it comes to applying pressure in the center, it's going to be harder to do because you have to move those forces round one way or the other. And, you know, they can just sit here, and as soon as they see you coming around this way, they just go around this way. And you're just playing Ring Around the Roses until someone actually stops to fight the other person. Now the gunship getting additional 3 metal extractors here. And C3 with air superiority at the moment with his whole 1 fighter. If only he saw the energy converters. But no, instead, going up here, getting a 4th metal extractor. Oh, but the support from the air manages to keep the gunship alive just a little bit longer. And C3 hijacks a constructor. So that kind of makes up for the constructor he lost earlier on. Looks like he may have attempted the same thing over here, which is quite funny. Losing more and more wind, the C3b's commander has actually marched his way across the entire map. First assault frigate out from C3. 4 Dolphins and a AA out from Ubivator. A destroyer also out with 2 assault frigates now for C3. C3's marching his comm ever so forward. What does he know? He knows there's an air lab, knows there's an energy converter. Not energy converters, yeah, and e-storage. He is just walking away. We see here in the little view screen that Ubivator is concentrating on the sea fight, not paying attention to his base, doesn't even realize. Now he realizes it. As C3 manages to get in the base, D-guns everything. Will not manage to get the con turret as he has to back away. But that's some big damage that C3 just walked his comm across the entire map. Now C3 able to hijack another constructor of Reigns here, leaving only 2 remaining, which, 2 remaining, which C3 may be about to kill another one with his commander. Hides behind the wreck, but not enough as C3 slowly marches his way out. Another one manages to just survive, but this positioning is bad for C3 right now, as Ubivator could choose to push on the naval factory here, and there's nothing really stopping him. At the same time, C3's not really microing correctly here, as this construction bot cannot make it to that high ground. Factory getting absolutely devastated. And there goes the naval factory of C3. Now, he does still have a construction turret here and a sizable navy. Assault frigates making short work of the Dolphins. And that was Ubivator's Reigns' entire navy completely destroyed, hoping to get the factory wreck here of 270 metal, moving this construction boat very far forward, actually managing to get all of it. Very well played there. Is it worth? I mean, it's worth actually the metal cost of the construction ship. And you're denying your opponent. So, good play. C3's comm here, though. Having to vacate. Not self-destructing the lab, though. Which is a surprising choice. I thought he would have self-destructed that, left behind 300 metal. So not only did Rain manage to get the 230 from the C lab, but he's also going to get 300 from the bot lab. That's a bit of a cock-up. Loads of gunships from C3, but no AA to support them means, although they'll get some damage done, they'll get shot down pretty quickly here. Bit of a waste, really, as two fighters managed to take out most of them. And now with 2 gunships left, desperately trying to shoot down this Nettle. Does manage it in the end. Although it's ducking left and right, is not applying very much damage to the construction bot here. C3 attempting to take out the C lab of Ubivator here, but with so many subs and a coastal torpedo defense here, we can just see how quickly this destroyer is getting absolutely destroyed. And the coastal torpedoes tracking torpedo here enough to take out the destroyer. And with 2 subs left, C3 is going to have to scurry home and defeat. Gunship goes down, leaving a lot of wreckage, but 2 metal extractors still left alive. C lab has been rebuilt, and surprisingly, this constructor has. There we go. It's now getting captured. Bear in mind, he's had this vision this entire time. Finally getting this constructor onto this island over here, but not actually building the metal extractors. Gunship's trying to find some value, but realistically, not really going to get much. This air constructor here trying to get these metal extractors again in the corner, but we'll get shot down very quickly by the AA that's there. You should have scouted first, C3. Torpedo's making a very clear indication that there's a sub. C3 moving his, leaving his units here, just sat. Is he rezzing? He is rezzing the Navy of Rain. Needing a lot more E-scaling though, C3, as we see his E-stalled yet again. He's got idle cons he could be building with right now. Could be building solars perhaps if he needs the energy. Also building bombers when he's so short on energy is a bit of an interesting move. C3 now though is progressively losing the sea fights. 4 subs in the center here versus 3 on the bottom. Oh, that's a nice volley though. Destroyer dipping and dodging, attempting to miss as many torpedoes as it can, instead running into every single torpedo. He manages to take 2 subs out and gets killed by the next one, but with more subs on their way, they should be able to do a decent job here at taking them all out. Although not really being microed at all. I did miss it, but in this corner, a Centurion was dropped to deal with the constructor. C3's biggest problem here is vision. We select C3. He has no radar. He hasn't built a single radar. What? He's got radar boats and that's it. There's no radar over here. No radar in his base or over here. Like, stuff can just sneak around and he wouldn't even know about it. Again, C3 landing a constructor up here and then not actually doing anything with it. This is the second time he's done that now. It's not going well for him. He is doing another fight in the center. He has won this fight though. And res sub's already there, keeping everything healed up, trying to now resurrect this stuff, but we've got another air transport happening again because of no vision. He's not prepared for it. Spots it now as it's too late and they're already on their way in. 2 pawns landing. AA bot walked on the shore as well from the back. Maybe would have been more helpful to have a bit more in the terms of AA bots, but these 2 pawns managing to get 5 metal extractors, considering they were just air transported in, that's a lot of damage for 2 pawns, really. Consider there were units he had just lying around. Almost attempt to return the favor. Gets 1 metal extractor, 1 con turret, and some wins. Some damage, not a lot, but some. Naval wise, I think it may have now switched. I think C3 does have the lead here. Although if he continues running his boats one by one into a line of submarines, it's not going to work out too well. Not only that, one of these assault frigates is like, I could sneeze on it and it'd be dead. It's looking a bit tough. Problem with it, you don't want to invest like super high amount in C, right? Because if you invest too much into C there and your opponent like does a massive air wave, right, and you're not prepared for it, then you lose all your base. All your economy is on the base. The only reason you're fighting C is to stop your opponent being able to hit your land with the C. But you can't hit the core parts of the base, like up here, for example, or even in here with Tech 1. You know, you need Tech 2, or you're going to need something else, like Amphibious or something to get on land to actually do the economy hit. Because right now, yeah, you got all these units stationed hit, but they can't hit this stuff. And now again, with C3 having a lack of vision, he is not aware of this huge air wave that's making its way in. And he's also chosen now to go to Tech 2, so he doesn't even have an air lab. Or a naval lab at that. And the gunships are now free to just completely destroy the internals of C3bO's island. Fighters fly over. All the fighters get destroyed very quickly by this mass of nettles, which does mean the gunships will not be able to make their way into this part here. But now with no naval, he only has the Tech 2. He may run into a problem here if he doesn't keep scaling his navy. Because all he has is this. It's 15 units. We can see 10 ships from Ubivator already. So he's going to make a big impact with this Tech 2 here. What I would maybe have considered doing here is getting a con out, building the boat lab again, eating the Tech 2 lab. You get the metal back, and push out a bunch of boats still. You get the Tech 2 up, get your eco up with that Tech 2 constructor. And then if you want more Tech 2 stuff, you build it later after you've got your economy up. Because right now he's down, you know, 7 metal extractors. And that's a lot of metal extractors to be down while still trying to push out Tech 2. Finally, he's aware that he's missing radar and is now finally building one on this left-hand side. But is it all but too late? We have 11 ships here. Plus 2 versus 15. Technically, C3 does still have an naval advantage, but there are 3 subs on this left-hand side. And as he comes through this choke point, C3 now finally sees the massive navy that Rain has developed and realizes, oh crap, I need to turn around. So many assault frigates. And this now becomes a problem. Slowly losing metal extractors around the map from this one sub. 2 down already. These subs will slowly make their way across. A tumbleweed is out here. 2 of them actually. If played well, they could impact significantly, but that's only if played well. We'll see what happens. Surprisingly, C3 still building Tech 2. Building platypuses here. Interesting option. With this Tech 2 so close to the water, like we said earlier on, if he loses C, that's it. This Tech 2 lab's gone. Like, it doesn't matter if you can't hit this part with Tech 1. This lab is right at the front. That's so much metal. Does he have Tech 1 guys left? He does. I mean, it maybe even would have been worth considering hovers. I mean, don't get me wrong, hovers aren't great. But in this situation, like, hovers straight across here, you could do so much damage because there's nothing here to attack ground. And currently, the gap between them are open. Torpedoes wouldn't affect it, nor would the coastal defenses that were here. And then you could also always help out on sea with the hovers. Don't get me wrong, they don't do as well as the actual naval units that we've got here, but just look at the numbers now. We're seeing 18, 19, 20, 21 ships. That number's going up with the res subs. And still, we're seeing 16, but actually there's like 14 ships there because there's 2 tumbleweeds. One wave comes in. Does not manage to actually do much at all as they all get shot down as the platypuses make their way onto land. Grunts are on their way out. The air lab has been eaten. To keep these platypuses and that Tech 2 alive for that long, to go these need to make a significant impact. But instead, big naval fight happens. Tumbleweeds inside of C3's army cause more damage to himself than his opponent, and with that, he has massively lost C. Huge disadvantage. We're talking 5 to 13 here, as most of C3's navy is at the bottom of the ocean. Platypuses did something, but not enough to win the game. There was not going to be enough there to kill a commander, and most of the base of Rain still survives. Bit late trying to get back into sea here as the boats sit directly outside of C3's base, stopping any additional building taking place. Commander is nowhere to be seen. A tumbleweed attempts to go in here, but yeah, gets taken out before it gets too close. And with that, yeah, C3 is donezo. So Tech 3 was not a bad, Tech 2 was not a bad call. staying with a Tech
Battle
2
ended.
factory, I think, was the bad call there. If he would have ate that and gone back into C, I think C3 could have won that. But nevertheless, that is not what happened. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to do all that YouTube jazz, and I'll see you all next time.